and welcome back to Gaga Knits. It's only been a few days since I did my last video, but you didn't see me because I wasn't well. I was ill in the beginning of the week with a stomach bug, and then I caught this cold that seems to be going around. But I feel a lot better today. It's Monday the 14th of October. Got an extra day off work because I went to the knitting and stitching show yesterday with my daughter Jodie, and we had a really nice time. I went up to her house the day before and stayed over because we had to go to Tredegar House to pick up the coach. There's a little quilting shop there. There's a little row of shops, and there's a quilting shop, and she was running the trip. So Jodie lives nearer there than I do, so she took us, and we could leave our car outside, which was good because I didn't know we could do that initially. And we went on the bus, and the ladies were all lovely, of course, because they were all crafters. Took us quite a while to get there. There was something wrong with our bus. We had a new coach, and we had to stop in Mega services to swap coaches, and then we stopped again in Reading services. But we finally got to the Alexandra Palace, and the weather was really lovely, and we parked in the coach park and walked across, so it wasn't far, and it was very busy. But I did buy a few things. I did stick to my list. If you haven't watched my last video, if you go back and watch that, if you want to, it shows the patterns that I was trying to choose fabric for, and I pretty much got everything I wanted. I forgot to mention buttons in that video, and I couldn't find any good buttons anyway, so there we are, never mind. But as we went round, one of the first shops we went to was Higgs and Higgs, and I wanted to get some jersey fabric. Got two there. So I got 1.5 meters of this lovely jersey. So it's cream and then black and gold. I thought that would be nice for one of my jersey tops. I was thinking maybe the Somerset top in that, with the nice poofy sleeves and the long narrow cuff. Thought would look quite smart in that one. And I got 1.5 meters of this jersey fabric there as well, which I thought would make a good what was the other one? York tea, I think it was. I'll put it on the screen if it's different. That's just a straightforward long t-shirt, a bit like this really. This is the type of thing I like to wear. A sort of round neck, long sleeves, loose, because when I'm at home I just like to be comfortable. So that, and then we went past another fabric stall, which you'll have to put the name on because he didn't put a leaflet in the bag, but Jodie took a photo of the name of the stall, and I saw this really lovely needle cord fabric. And this I want to make the hinterland dress. So it must be that way, because obviously you want the cord to go down. I've never worked with needle cord before. I'm hoping I can make the hinterland dress with this and it won't be too bulky. So we were going very well, getting everything I wanted, and then as we were going around there were quite a few yarn stalls as well, and I wanted to join in with Susan Crawford's KAL, which is starting today, Monday the 14th, so perfect timing. And I'm wanting to make the merino gloves. Oh, let me hold it properly. And so you need 3 yarns. Oh, the sun is shining. It's actually not sunny, but it's the glare of the window. So you're meant to use 3 colours, but I'm using, for the cream, I wanted the dark colour. And then I was going to get a lighter blue and a cream for the actual colour work. But I've changed it slightly and I've only got 2 colours. I'll show you. And it's the Debonair The company's called Debonair. Oh, it's got one of my hairs on it. And it's got stellina in, so it's the Shimmer Sock 4-ply, 75% merino superwash and 20% nylon, 5% silver stellina. And this colour is called Midnight. And then there was another skein, the same, what do you call this background? What do you call the, well, it's the same base, that's the word, the same base, and it's the Shimmer Sock 4-ply, same as I say, and this is called Magic, and it's variegated. It's so pretty, and that's got stellina in it as well, and they just went so nicely together. Now I needed a 100-gram skein and two 50-gram skeins, and they didn't sell them in 50 grams, and it is quite expensive. They were, I think they were £23 each, and I know that's average for hand dyed, but because I had to buy a whole skein, to buy another whole skein, well, 100-gram skein, when I only needed 50 grams, so I decided to get this because I think they went so beautifully together, and do the colour work just in the one colour, not the two. So I'm hoping that'll be right. Well, it doesn't really matter if in the KAL that's not acceptable, because I want to do the gloves anyway. So the navy and the light blue will all be in the variegated yarn, and then the cuffs and everything that's cream will be in the dark. And it's not practical to have white fingered gloves for me, because they'll get dirty me just looking at them. So I'm going to skein those up later and cast those on today, just so that I can cast them on the first day of the knit along. And I think you've got 6 months anyway, and obviously I've got to do Harry's balaclava and my mum's jumper and all these other things as well. So, but I just want to do a little bit of this. I can't wait to see those two colours knitted together. They're beautiful, and they're very soft as well. And then as I wanted 3 different jerseys, I was still looking around for some more, and we passed this little stall, and I don't know what the name of it was, and I forgot to ask Jodie to take a photo of the stall. But anyway, they had this jersey here, and I wanted 2 meters to make, I wanted to make this the lark tee, because you needed more, so I was going to make the lark tee out of this, and the Tilly and the Buttons Agnes out of that one, but I might swap them round, who knows. Anyway, I've got 3 different jersey top patterns and 3 different jersey fabrics, so I shall decide at the end. This is a much lighter weight, and I wanted 2 meters, but they had 3 meters, 3 meter piece left, so gave me a little discount if I bought the 3. So of course had to. I can always make something else with it as well. So they were all my purchases from the show. So I spent quite a bit of money. It's quite expensive buying yarn and fabric at these places, but you don't go very often, and that's what you work for, isn't it? And then this morning, when I came back this morning from Jodie's, because I stayed 2 nights so that I could go to the show, I received my Hayley Jane subscription box, which I am a newbie to this. I haven't had one before. It's down here. So it comes in a proper plastic bag, which is just as well, because if I wasn't here they'd have to leave it somewhere, and it's no good when they leave a cardboard box and it gets wet. It's very disappointing if you've got fabric in it. And then it comes in a white box with this label around it. I've taken that off for ease of showing you, and I've undone the flap, but I haven't looked inside, and I've seen popping up on YouTube a few unboxings, and I've been so tempted to look, because I do enjoy watching them, but I haven't because I was waiting for mine. So I've got the classic box. And here it is, and I know it comes wrapped like this because I've watched other people's. I have to turn it to the side because of the light, and I shall open this. so exciting. It's like Christmas. And I can see inside already that I'm going to like the main fabric because I've wanted some of this fabric. I've seen it in the past. I haven't had any of my own. So you get a booklet. This is issue 71, and I know they have inspiration. They show other people have made things from the fabrics in the book, and they have interviews with people and all sorts of different things, which I shall read later. And got some sweets. I'll give those to my partner Martin because I know he likes those. And then I'll show you the main fabric first. Can you see? It's black. Is it called Dobby when it's got all the little dots? And I've seen this in navy blue and really liked it, so I think that will make a lovely dress. I'll have to look through my patterns now to make this as well. I don't want to get overwhelmed with makes, but I have quite a lot of fabric now that I've been to the knitting and stitching show as well. But that's lovely, and I've got to wash them all because I haven't washed anything yet. So I think you usually get about 2.5 meters, which is plenty to make a dress, isn't it? So I shall be having a look what I can make with that, and looking in the book, the little magazine that comes, because I know they give you inspiration in there. And then you get about 1 meter's worth of other fabric, and this is the one that's come. I think it's a sort of, well, it's not Halloweeny, but maybe a bit mystical, and that's quite nice. Lovely green colour with all the planets and the stars on it, so that's quite nice. I have to think what I can make with that. And then you get the Gutsman's black thread to go with the main fabric. I've got some washi tape. It's purple with stars, pink and gold and silver stars on. So that's always handy because when I do my knitting and my sewing books to keep a record of my projects, I will stick samples of the yarns and the fabrics into the book with washi tape, so I can use that because that's nice and thin. The one I've got is about twice that thickness, and sometimes I have to try and split it in half so that I can make it a bit thinner, so that's perfect, that job. And then I've got something in here. Ah, perfect. That's a coincidence. So I was looking for buttons when I was in the knitting and stitching show and couldn't find them, and then I've got 6 buttons here that came in the pack, and I'm not sure which way. I'm sure it's this way you have to have them because this is the pretty side. There, so that's lovely. They would go nicely with my needle cord, I think, as well as the fabric in the box. So I'm very pleased with all of those things. I mean, the main fabric, I suppose, that is a little bit more challenging is this, isn't it? Because you've got to find things to make with these, but you can make cushions or bags, makeup bags, project bags. My 2 grandsons would probably like that, so I could make something for them. Have to see. But I wanted to pop on quickly and show you everything because I want to crack on with all my different projects, and I didn't want to skein the yarn up until I showed you that. I think I went to the knitting and stitching show mainly for the fabrics because it's so difficult to buy fabrics in person around where I live, but I would say my favourite purchase are these, the wool, so that's typical, isn't it? But I had a lovely day. It was nice to spend the day with my daughter. We see a lot of each other, but usually with the children and everything, so we don't do many things, just us 2, so that was really fun. If you went to the knitting and stitching show on any of the days, please leave a comment, let me know, or if you've been in past years and what you bought and what you plan to make, and if you do the So Hayley Jane subscription box or have done that in the past, please let me know if you do and what you've made, and just leave me any comments. I love to hear from you all, and I hope you're all keeping well and keeping away from this cold that seems to be sweeping across the country, I think. And I shall see you all again soon, hopefully with some updates on my projects. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye.